Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of CS Cyber. I'm Chad.
I'm Sean.
And today we're continuing the NIST 800-171 series, and we're talking all about physical protections.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah, let's jump into it. So physical security is a critical component of cybersecurity and compliance. So without proper physical protections, unauthorized individuals could just gain direct access to
that's not good.
the CUI data, right? So the physical protection control family really consists of safeguards designed to restrict physical access to systems, equipment, storage, locations, anywhere that you have, CUI data. So the controls really ensure that only authorized personnel can enter secured areas, and that physical measures are in place to deter, detect, and respond to physical, access.
Okay.
So some key requirements, you need to restrict physical access to CUI, monitor and log physical access. You'll want to secure devices and workstations, and then protect transmission and storage of CUI as well. So,
yeah, these were all controls I dealt with CJIS, which is the Criminal Justice Information Service. We spent a lot of time physically marking doors, that unauthorized authorized personnel only, that type of thing.
Right. And I think you'll see that a lot, right? I mean, CJIS overlaps with NIST, NIST overlaps with CIS. A lot of the frameworks overlap in some way.
Correct.
So personnel security has 6 subcontrols, so you want to look through those. And some just practical examples of physical protections, right? I mean, access controlled systems, your card readers, things like that, surveillance cameras. I was recently on site somewhere that had surveillance, the placards that said area under surveillance.
Yeah.
There was not a single camera around.
Well,
So, yeah.
that's deterrence.
Hedge your bets there. So,
Right.
Security guards and escorts. I know that's a big one, right? If you're, you have a vendor or somebody that's, going into a secure location, you need to have an escort with them.
Right.
Physical asset.
Easy for you to say.
Easy for me to say, right? It's your laptops, your external hard drives, things like that we've talked about in the past. And even environmental controls, right? So implement your fire, man. Rough.
You're on fire today.
I'm on fire today. Fire suppression systems, HVAC controls, and backup power, stuff like that. So,
okay.
So some implementation best practices. Perform a security assessment, right? I mean, how many times have we gone out to locations and we've just kind of walked around the building and found
a lot,
the fence is only half complete, or it was torn down by a tree or something like that. So really kind of get out there and look at your facilities and see, pull in some doors and see if they're unlocked, or, what you have to do to get inside them. Enforce badge and access policies, so you'll want to make sure that you review those on a regular basis. And talk to your people about, piggybacking. I mean, how many times do we see, groups of people coming in and out of doors when they all have?
That's very common.
That is very common. And it's a hard thing to break, right? Because people naturally, nobody wants to shut a door in your face. So.
Yeah, well, and people are being friendly too, right? Here, let me hold the door open for you.
Right. And then train employees on physical security as well. So, I think we do a pretty good job with cybersecurity, and, you do your awareness training. But not too many physical security items are incorporated into that, right? So really doing some targeting training there. So, so just some products and things that you can do. Basic key card access is a great place to start. Most leases have them built in, or there's something already there. Integrated security systems with logging and monitoring, right? If you can tie your badge access into your security feed and you kind of get a holistic picture there, that's even better. And then advanced security systems, solutions like biometrics, authentications, things like that, man trap doors, depending on what your situation is.
Right.
You're kind of quiet. You got anything to add here?
Well, I mean, this is just one of those areas. This is probably one of the more overlooked ones. The physical piece is typically, people know it's there, but as far as like doing physical assessments, I know when we do like water and wastewater facilities, there's a big component of physical here, because we want to deter people from accessing those physical locations, and there may be a lot more damage they can do physically than they can virtually.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so let's jump into some key policies and procedures to address this control family. So physical access control policy, You'll want a visitor management procedure, right? I mean, signing in and out of our office, things like that. A facility security plan, media and equipment security plan, physical incident response plan, and a secure transportation policy.
Yeah, there's a lot of policies in here.
Yeah. You'll want to take a look at these. Like, there's some that are like satisfied through policies. I mean, escort and monitoring policies. You have a policy that says you do that, and then you do that. There's not a lot of evidence. So look through those as well to see what you really just need a policy or procedure for. I think there's probably 3 or 4 in this group. So some common challenges, enforcing physical security measures consistently.
Yeah, that's hard
across multiple locations, right? Every office is going to have their own little microculture, right? So just having those policies across the org, balancing security with operational convenience for employees and visitors.
Yeah, you don't want to make it to the point where people can't make it into work.
Right. Ensuring physical security measures keep up with evolving threats. I think a lot of people, they put a lock on a gate and they think that's just going to last forever. So,
yeah.
Managing and tracking physical access credentials effectively. That's something that I think everyone needs to take a look at, is just have that part of your offboarding procedures, right? I mean, you're going to take the key fob, you're going to have to change the access, whatever that is for you. And safeguarding CUI transported between facilities, right? So that's a good point. I mean, if you're moving items through different facilities, I always think of things just kind of digitally, but there's probably a lot of use cases where there could be, hard drives or paper or things like that.
A lot of paper, probably.
A lot of paper, so. All right, so those are some common challenges. And you got anything else?
Just take the first step, right? Like you said earlier, just walk around your facility. Maybe just kind of take a look at things, watch people, how they're interacting through the day, like how they're going in and out of doors, all those types of things. Just take the time to take the first step and do the assessment.
All right.
All right.
Well, that's all we have for today. So. We'll be back next week with
episode 12.
Episode 12, and we'll be talking about risk assessments.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
See you then.